and someone on the inside is coming out and adding value to whatever is missing in the educational system for the teens. And that's something that we should hold on dear to today.
Absolutely, and I think what's really important is the fact that we're educators, we've been in the system. Both myself and Simon have over 25 years of experience combined within education. So we understand the problems within education, within schools. We understand the constraints that teachers are placed under. So in terms of that environment, we completely understand it because we've been a part of it.
Welcome to another episode with Five at Fintech Hive. Today we have with us Mr. Andrew Toward from Edfundo. Thank you for joining us. I'm just going to start with question number one, which is, what is Edfundo and how did the idea come to life?
Yeah, well, thank you very much for having me. Edfundo is a family financial education and money management app built by teachers. And the idea came around as a result of myself and my co-founder, Simon, having conversations about our own children and the trials and tribulations around money and the wants and needs and the demands as you walk through the UAE in all the malls, etc. We are former teachers, so we then looked at, okay, well, what are schools doing about teaching our children about money? And the answer was not enough. So we bridged those two entities together, looking at being a parent and also being an educator, and seeing if we can come up with a tool to be able to teach children and teens about money and providing them access to personal finance early enough for them to be able to learn through our platform, earn, spend and save. So that's where it originated 2 years ago, and that's when Edfundo was born.
All right, so the idea came from actually real teachers who wanted to solve a problem in the current educational system. Beautiful.
Yeah, and the problem was, the know-how and the knowledge for our future and paving the way for them to be financially happy and healthy.
All right, so I'm gonna jump on to question number two, which is, why Dubai, and especially why DIFC Fintech Hive?
Good question. So why Dubai? So I've been in the UAE now, especially Dubai, for 12 years now. It is home for me, and both of my children were born in Dubai. So it resonates very strongly in my heart. I've also been an educator for the past 11 years of those 12. So we have good connections with schools, with educators, in order to put Edfundo into the palms of their hands. So we see the UAE as a really good go-to-market geography. And essentially, I think DIFC Fintech Hive is a flourishing area, an ecosystem for startups. I think the shared space is an opportunity for us to not just work on our own entity, but also potentially collaborate with other propositions that are out there that could potentially help us scale into other geographies or help solve a problem with maybe KYC or onboarding or AML. So I think it's a really good ecosystem for us to work within. It's also innovative. I think it's forward thinking. The way that it's set up, it's very good and it benefits us positively in that way. And who wouldn't want to be at DIFC Fintech Hive?
So question number three. It's been 2 years since your inception.
Yes.
What are the main milestones or achievements or goals that Edfundo was able to achieve within these 2 years?
Again, a good question. We've done a lot. I mean, I'm not too sure if the time that we have here is to go through everything, but it's been a really exciting journey so far. Just small minor milestones for us to just register the entity. That was a huge milestone for us in registering it here and choosing DIFC Fintech Hive. And through that journey, we then got accepted onto the one of the early cohorts of the accelerator program out of DIFC Fintech Hive, which was great. It was good for us, good benchmark for us to learn and develop our skills as we approach the next phase of Edfundo. was also great to go through our initial fundraising journey, which we successfully closed on almost a year ago. And then obviously throughout that, making partnerships with the likes of Visa and Nimcard being our banking as a service provider, and then receiving the BIN sponsorship along the way. And then later on to that is to make our first hire, which is Vikas, who is a payments expert. He's in operations, he's phenomenal, he's ex-Yap, so another Fintech Hive ambassador. So, and then as we move forward, we're now at the point where we've developed our technology. We are live, we are testing the application now, gaining a lot of feedback, because I think it's really important for us to be customer centric as we move towards a full public launch within the next couple of weeks.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
This was going to be my question number 4, which is, what does the future hold for Edfundo?
The future holds for Edfundo is to launch in the UAE, accelerate our growth within the UAE and turbocharge from that side of things, execute on our go-to-market strategy, which is really strong, to show that growth potential. And then through feedback from our customer base is to extend upon our proposition that we have currently within the UAE, and then look to scale very quickly into other geographies across the GCC, being Egypt, Saudi, being the first initial markets that we look at.
Hopefully. And the last question number 5. To any person who's watching right now, to the audience, who wants to start their own startup, their own business, what would be your advice to them?
Start. My advice is to start. If you have an idea and you're really passionate about that idea, and you're able to execute on that, I think start. I think don't be worried about the level or the point of the journey that you're on. I think the most important thing for any idea is to press that green button. Start.
Just go.
Just go.
It was an honor having you with us. And on that note, should we end it with a high five?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
For having me.
Pleasure to have you. Thank you.